Panasonic just scheduled a press conference for CES on January the 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this really shouldn't be a surprise because Panasonic always has a press conference at CES, but I know what you're thinking. Are they going to unveil a brand new Lumix product, an S5 Mark II, with a brand new, trustworthy, reliable face detect autofocus system? Details coming up, but first I encourage you to subscribe and choose all notifications so that way you can stay up to date on all the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. Here's what we know to date. Panasonic just scheduled a press conference for January the 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This will likely have the same scope of last year's press conference at CES. They'll likely talk about their green initiatives, their education programs, and then they'll move into other products such as their automotive products and what they're trying to do there. They'll talk about their appliances before finally, in the last few minutes, in the twilight hours of their press conference, discuss their Lumix products. But will they announce this much anticipated brand new Lumix camera, which is supposed to be based off of the S5? And that's the S5 Mark II with a brand new face detect, reliable, trustworthy autofocus system. Well, you see, here's the thing. Normally at CES, we don't get new camera announcements, and the same is, well, true with Panasonic. If we go back to last year, at the tail end of their press conference, they did talk about new Lumix products. They did talk about a camera that's not to be named.
And as for that camera, who shall not be named, we can assure you we'll be releasing specs before spring arrives.
And of course, we got the Panasonic GH6, a camera that was in development for 5 years, but we didn't get it until February, 1 week after OM Systems announced the OM1. But this year, things are a little bit different. Just a couple of weeks ago, Panasonic gathered a whole bunch of content creators to Tokyo, Japan. And no, I wasn't included. I'm not big enough. And as I've come down with, well, something I can't say, because if I say it, this YouTube channel or this video will get demonetized. So I'm not feeling the best. So I'm here at home, staying warm while we've got a massive storm going on outside. But a whole bunch, dozens of content creators were gathered in Tokyo, Japan. And many rumor sites from AsobiNet to Digicami-Info, 4/3 Rumours, Rumours are saying the same thing, that Panasonic is getting ready for a rather big announcement and has gathered all these content creators to make this announcement in some way whatsoever, and that an announcement is coming very shortly. So we have all the content creators gathering together in Japan, and that leads me to believe that, well, it's going to be something big. And if you look at the content creators that were invited, they're all around their Lumix cameras. These are not people that cover televisions, that cover appliances, blenders, or even cars. So something in the camera world, something big is about to be announced. And a couple of months before that, Panasonic made the announcement of a new PTZ camera that's supposed to be coming out in 2023. Well, it actually is coming out in 2023 in the first quarter. This is right off of Panasonic's website. Panasonic has already announced a new face detect autofocus system for a PTZ camera. And if you're thinking PTZ cameras are different from stills hybrid cameras, you're correct. But this is what's key in their product information announcement. The AWUE160, and this is the camera in question, is equipped with a newly developed phase detection autofocus system that enables high-speed focusing and can be used to shoot fast-moving subjects. Okay, so they've already come out. They've already developed a new phase detect autofocus system that can handle fast-moving objects, that can handle fast-moving objects with 4K video. They've already got a new phase detect autofocus system that has been announced for a camera that is coming in just a couple of months. So a new autofocus system isn't that unreliable, or isn't, well, it's not so crazy to believe anymore, is it? And then just a couple of weeks ago, a reliable source of this channel came to me with information telling me that Panasonic is about to announce a brand new camera based off the Panasonic S5. Now, whether it's going to be called the S5 Mark II or something else, we don't know. That information wasn't there. It's going to be using the same L mount, but what I was told is that this camera has a new autofocus system. It's not LiDAR. It's not going to be based off of that contrast detect depth from defocus autofocus system that they keep improving camera after camera, but is still not reliable and trustworthy. I'm told it's a new phase detect autofocus system, and the person testing it told me that it's better than anything else on the market. Better than anything else on the market? Better than Canon? Better than Sony? Better than their autofocus systems that do everything from animal eye detection to insect eye detection to machine learning to Sony has a dedicated chip for their autofocus system. that can do everything but UFO detection, that can track trains, planes, automobiles, cars, trucks, everything. And yes, I get it. I hear what you're saying. When it comes to rumors, until we actually have an announcement, a press release, and yes, I get we got a press release coming up, but until we actually have an official announcement, anything can happen. And yes, these are rumors, and yes, even if they're reliable sources, you've got a whole chain of people between where the information came out to where we're hearing it here. I understand that things can change, but we're hearing so much information from Matt Fraser teasing us at the beginning of this year, talking about that they're researching other information, to Yamane-san, who talked just a couple of months ago, about a new phase detect autofocus system that they were researching, that between 0 and 100% that they're about here. It seems like we're a whole lot closer to a new camera, but more importantly, a new phase detect autofocus system, or at least a new autofocus system that's going to be trustworthy and reliable. And according to my source, if believed, better than Sony and Canon. I know that's hard to believe, but just remember a couple of years ago when we heard the rumors of the Canon EOS R5, a lot of people just wouldn't believe it. There's no way, Simon, that Canon's going to leapfrog the competition. There's no way a camera this small can provide 8K video and not overheat. And yes, we did have the overheat, but with firmware 1.6, the Canon R5 doesn't overheat anymore. And that's why I'm saying things are getting very exciting. And while I don't have a detailed leaked set of specifications of what Panasonic is going to announce, here's a bit of a reality check. We do have a press announcement coming on January the 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we know that Panasonic is going to give us probably an hour or two of information about what they're currently working on, what they're excited about for 2023. And then probably right at the end of that video, they're going to let their Lumix folks talk about what's coming up. And what I suspect is going to happen, I don't think we're going to get an announcement, but I could be wrong. But what I suspect is they're going to tease us about a new camera coming out, about maybe a new autofocus system, and maybe leave it at that. And then what I expect, because CP Plus is coming up very shortly, CP Plus will happen on February the 2nd this year. And what usually happens within about a week, well, going back to the Sunday prior to that major audiovisual press conference or trade show, is usually what happens is companies like Canon, Sony, Lumix will start making announcements of cameras that they've got planned for the first quarter. So stay tuned. Things are getting really exciting right now. And I know that many of us are under a pretty harsh winter storm here. We are here as well. I'm not feeling the best. After I shoot and edit this video, I'm probably going to go back to bed, where I've been for about the last 6 days. I've been battling, you know what? I can't mention it, and you know why, but yeah, I'm a little bit under the weather, and it might not seem like it right now, but listen to my voice. It's definitely not where it used to be, and hopefully I don't have to go through this for about another week. Christmas is coming up in just a couple of days, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to spend much of it in bed. But if you don't hear from me by then, I wish everybody watching here tonight, today, this afternoon, a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Boxing Day, or whatever other Christmas festivals or holidays are falling between now and then. And I really do hope that we are getting ready for a new Panasonic camera, a new Lumix camera that's going to have a brand new, trustworthy, reliable autofocus system. I don't care if it's phase detect. I don't care if it's a brand new system. But again, according to my source, it's not going to be based off of time of flight. It's not going to be contrast detect. It's not LiDAR based. So this is pretty exciting. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news and rumors, whether it's Panasonic or all the other major camera brands covering all the other major camera models, well, I cover it all right here, all the major news and rumors. So make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, followed by choosing all notifications. By choosing all notifications, it saves you an awful lot of time. You don't have to scrub all the latest Twitter feeds, RSS feeds, your favorite websites, YouTube channels, you name it. I cover it all right here in one spot, saving you the time so you don't have to. And if you're planning on purchasing any new Panasonic products, the links that I use down below, once the pre-order link is available for the S5 or whatever that camera is going to be, or if you're looking at buying any Canon or other brands, if you use my links down below to Amazon.com or B&H, by using the affiliate links down below, you help this channel and it doesn't cost you anything more. But that's it for now. Have yourself a great night, great weekend. And with Christmas coming up, have yourself a happy and Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, and a Happy New Year. I hope I'm well soon, and I hope you stay well as well. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.